Our second reading today is one of the few letters of St. Paul that almost everyone agrees was written by Paul and not a follower of his. It is also one of the shortest books in the Bible, and it is a true letter. Most of what we call the epistles or letters are multiple letters put together to form a whole. In the case of the book of Hebrews, it is not even a letter. The letter to Philemon was written and sent to Philemon on a single occasion, the return of a man that Philemon held in bondage, Onesimus. Onesimus ran away from Philemon to Paul. And unlike others who were baptized because the head of the household was baptized, Onesimus chose to be baptized, and he stayed on as an assistant to Paul. But as long as he stayed with Paul, Onesimus was in danger. It is likely that not only had Onesimus run away, but that he had stolen money from Philemon as well. If Philemon realized where Onesimus was, he was able to hunt him down and torture him. And so this letter was sent by Paul to make an appeal on behalf of Onesimus. And it is remarkable because in the Roman Empire, there was not the same racism that pervaded and really undergird the institution of slavery in the United States. But those who were enslaved were seen as deserving of their lot and could be tortured and beaten by their owners and worked to death. It was a different slavery than the racialized slavery of the United States, but it was cruel and inhumane and harmed the dignity of all involved. Now, I bring this all up because today's gospel has been used through the centuries to keep the lowest social rungs under control. Basically, the argument has gone, yes, you have a disability and cannot climb stairs or open doors on your own. Or, yeah, you're a woman and need to be always on guard because a man might attack you at any time. Or, sure, you're transgender and struggling to feel like yourself in your own skin while in constant fear for your safety. Or, okay, you're being starved to death and watching your children die before your eyes. Or, yeah, you were born into slavery. But all of that is God's will. God does not give us more than we can handle. Just take up your cross and follow after Jesus. After all, we all have troubled lives. But the thing is that Luke was writing after the fall of the temple, trying to create a Christianity which could coexist with the empire. Paul wrote earlier, decades earlier, and he made explicit that while society may discriminate, and he did recognize individual strengths and weaknesses, we are one body. And in that one body of Christ, we are no longer Jew or Greek, woman or man, slave or free. We are all one in the Lord. And that is the basis for the letter to Philemon. Not, here, I'm returning your stolen property, and if anything is damaged, charge it to my tab. But rather, through baptism, Onesimus has become my son, and if you are truly a member of the body of Christ, you will accept him that way. And we understand that Paul wrote at a time much closer to the time of Jesus, in a time when the church was radically loving and not very concerned with making peace with Roman propriety. We see that while the saying that Jesus said to take up your cross and follow after him was authentic, it may have been a bit hedged to take away some of the radicalism that we hear from Paul. The cross that Jesus speaks of being taken up is not that of those suffering from human-created barriers to a fuller life, accepting this as their natural lot. But those who have caused the suffering and those who are bystanders helping to carry the burden with those suffering. It is the rich young man who is told to sell all of his possessions, turning his back on his parents and his inheritance and all of the wealth that they have accumulated to embrace the notion of abundance in the face of God in each and every person. It is Philemon being asked to take Onesimus back as a paid servant or release him completely from any debts. Not Onesimus being asked to go back into slavery and to add the stolen money to his debt to Philemon. And it is us, not being burdened with more than we can carry, but when our own loads are light enough, helping one another carry on. And it is us recognizing and calling attention to those human-made burdens that are not part of God's plan. Burdens which leave the body of Christ broken and lifeless at the foot of the cross. Amen.